Hi, welcome back to another lesson. In our last lesson, we looked at how we can fetch data from the database and display it on our table. We were able to do that, and in addition to that, we added edit and delete button, but they are not functional right now. So now, let us go back into the code and implement the edit and delete button. So here is our code where we have checking if add product button is checked. We begin that from here down to here. Now our edit and delete button on our table, we have, this is the table, and we have edit and delete button. Okay, so how do we implement this? The first thing we are going to do is that let us look at how to implement the delete button, because delete button will remain on this page. When we delete, we are still going to remain on this page, but for our edit, we might need to take it to another page, do the editing, and then we redirect back to this page. Alright, so how do we go about that? Let's go to our delete button. There are various things we need to do on our delete button. Our delete button type is going to be a submit type. That's the first thing. And then the second thing is that we are going to give it a name so that PHP can grab it. Name equal to delete. Then after that, we are going to create an event that when they click on the button, on click, then we will return. There is a JavaScript function called confirm. Confirm will ask you, are you sure you want to do, you ask you a message and bring up a message OK and cancel, button OK and cancel under it. So you can pick whether you want to continue by clicking OK, or you click on cancel to stop the operation. So here right now we are going to have it as, are you sure you want to delete? So if we click on OK, it's going to go ahead with the operation, and if we click on cancel, it won't go on with the operation. Let's try and see if it will work now. If I refresh, though we are not done with it, I'm just testing out our on click. It's not right there. Okay, so let us see what the problem might be, because we are supposed to see the okay, so getting line 121, and which is that line. So it's telling us that, okay, we open this one here. I think we're having issue with this code of 18, which we might need to have a break right here. We might need to do this. See, let me see if we terminate our this and concatenate this, have it this way. Let me see if it will work that way. Okay, so we're still getting that error, syntax error. Okay, so what we are going to do for this to work, because this has to be in double quote like this and end a double quote like this, and if we do that, we may have error in our PHP. Let us check that, because that, as you can see, it has affected our PHP syntax. So therefore, what we are going to do, or let me see, you can see double this here. Yet we still have the error. So the better way to do this is that I am going to, here where we have the TD, the end of this, let me stop this echo, this bracket here. Rather than stopping it here, I am going to stop it right here. I'll bring that here and stop. That is for this echo. So this new, our TD, will be in pure HTML on its own. It won't be inside any PHP. So therefore, we'll have this, a place where we will start another PHP, and that PHP will end here, because we already stopped this one. We open here, we stop it. We are going to stop it after the echo. After this echo, we stop the PHP right here. Okay, so once we have done that, that one has stopped here, this PHP stopped here, then we have just pure HTML right here. So we start another PHP and stop the PHP right here. Okay, so now we can have this as this and this, because what we are bringing in also has its own code. So there is a must, we use double quotes right here. That is what we are having as an issue now. So let us try what we have now and see how it will be. Yeah, everything is fine. You click on this, you get it. Are you sure you want to delete? Then if you click OK, that's what we want to work on now. So now what we are going to do is that there are various methods of doing this. In fact, it will be good if you use jQuery to implement this side, but because this is a PHP class, let us move on. So we are going to create an href anchor tag that we have the anchor tag will continue here, and but it will end at the end of the button. So the button will be wrapped around the anchor tag like this. Now, where do we want this to go to? This will be remain on this page. That's why we're going to put the question mark. The question mark will be our localhost / product.php question mark. Then we will now have our variable, maybe product ID is equal to. Now in this case, we need to bring the ID of the product, so that the link will be having product ID is equal to the ID of the product we want to delete. So therefore, we are going to introduce, because we have closed PHP the other time, we need to reopen it here and then close it inside, and then we will echo the row ID of the product, and that's it. So now if we go to our page, let me refresh that. if you place mouse on this, you can see down here, we're looking at this place. You see, this is localhost my shop slash product ID is equal to 1. If I move to the second one, product ID is equal to 2. Move to the third one, product ID is equal to 9. Move to this, product ID is equal to 10. And last one, product ID is equal to 12. So we are passing the product ID of individual products into a product ID. After the URL, you have product ID parameter, and then you have the ID of that product. So that is what we are going to grab. You know, we have already put name for this as name. So what we are now going to do is that we go into our PHP right up there. Go into our PHP right up here. Okay, after that one that we have up there, if add product is clicked here, we're going to start another one and check that. Let me make use of that. Here I'll just change is a post. In this case, what are we posting? We are not posting the product ID. We are not posting the add product this time around, because this one is coming through the URL. So we are going to use get. Get is used when you are not posting something from form, that you are just getting it directly, maybe from a URL or something. So I want to close this so that we can have all our implementation right here. So now when you get what, you get product ID. Remember that is what we pass in the link. When you get product ID, so when it is set, what are we going to do? What we're going to do is I will create a ID is equal to get the product ID. If it is set, then you get that ID, get it and store it inside what? Inside the ID. If we want to see the ID, we can say echo the ID, so that we can see the ID as we click on it. So let's try that. If I should come higher now and refresh, say, are you sure you want to delete? Yes. Then we get the ID, and the ID is showing right up here, but our nav bar is crossing it, is not making us to see. So we might need to look for another means of doing that. Maybe if we use this method, echo the ID. So if we come here and say echo, okay, echo script alert, then so here, you know how we normally do it. We use this dot ID. Okay, let's see what we get with this. So if I should go now, see, we get it. ID is 1 because we still have the URL there. We get the product ID 1 and then it echoes that. So until we remove that, that's where we won't get that again. You can see that. So if I click on another one, then it's, are you sure you want to delete? Yes, I get the ID of that. And that is how we'll be getting the IDs. Alright, so let's continue with our implementation. By doing so, we will now go ahead and delete the product from database. How do we do that? We've already gotten the ID right here. Then we will now do something. We write our SQL is equal to SQL is equal to delete from product where id equal to the id variable. Okay, we're just making everything to be simple as much as possible. Then we'll now go ahead and check if db query blah blah blah, this guy here, that is, if you execute the statement successfully, then alas, product deleted successfully. Deleted successfully if you execute that successfully. But there's one more thing we need to do. We need to also remove the product. We need to also remove the product from the folder where the image of the product. We also need to remove it. So that is why we are going to set our upload directory as we set right here the other time. Do the same thing. This, we set the upload directory right here. This is if it's uploaded successfully after the alert. Then we come here, set, not here, it should be here, here, it is here that we do that. We set the upload directory and then we check if file underscore exists. Which file do we want to check? The image. So it will be upload directory dot the, let's assume we have the image name as img. I'm going to explain that later. Then we do what? We unlink the image. Unlink it. So now, how do we go about that? By unlinking, by getting the image itself in our delete button that we are sending products ID here, product ID, then which is equal to this ID. Here we might need to say and image is equal to PHP echo row image, just as we did here, so that we are also passing the image name across the URL. So as you are deleting, you are sending the image as along with it. So if I should go here, back up here, okay, let's see how the URL looks like now. If we come into the URL browser now, refresh this, if I place mouse on this, you can see product ID is equal to 1 and image is equal to the name of the image. You can see here, you can see, so we are passing the image name along with that. So here that we are using img, as we get the image, we also do what? We also get the image as img, that variable to see here. I change this one to img, and then we are getting the image passed from the URL. So with this, we can delete an image successfully. So here, echo alert will now be what? Okay, we are going to move this one. Well, we can leave it as where it is, as it is there. So what we need to do, we are not going to echo alert script. We are just going to do what? Echo window. We take it back to that same page. The reason why we are doing this, so that it will remove all the parameters that we have passed into the it will remove all the parameters that we have passed in the URL. It will remove them, take them away. So here, sorry, we need that script, because this what we are writing has to do with script. Okay, let me copy this, take this down. Okay, so here we are not alerting anything, we are only doing what? Sending them to back to our product.php page. Alright, so this is what we are going to do by deleting our product. Thank you.